So recently, I set up these ponds outside as part of a project I'm going to be doing over the summer here in Australia. And they've taught me a lot about culturing live food for your fish tanks. So commonly people try and culture things like Daphnia, people try and culture Infusoria, all different kinds of worms, white worms, grindle worms. And these have been some of the easiest live food cultures I've ever done in my life. And these are mosquito cultures or mosquito farms, and I'm pretty sure my girlfriend doesn't like these so much, but I'm a huge fan. And what has happened here in the backyard is I've got some bins set up over here which I'm going to be using for breeding projects over the summer, and I've also got these IBCs set up. And in the meantime, while they've been set up, they're filled up with water. I've got my turtle in here as well, and I've got videos that are going to come out about all these ponds soon. But while it's been filled up with water, especially coming into spring and summer here, the mosquitoes have gone nuts and laid tons and tons of eggs in these ponds and given me this live food culture. And they've taught me a lot about what I'm going to be doing with my home fish room come summer and pretty much for the rest of the time I've got it. I think setting up mosquito cultures in your backyard can be one of the most beneficial things for your aquariums as well as your home, because what actually happens with these ponds is you'd think that they're attracting mosquitoes and breeding mosquitoes, which they are, but the mosquitoes are actually having their life cycle killed off in the area by these ponds. So there's not really many spaces for the mosquitoes to lay here in the area that I'm in, except for these ponds. And what happens is they come and they lay their eggs in here, and instantly I take them all out before they can turn into more mosquitoes, and I'm actually killing off all the mosquitoes in the area. So it works really well for that. But also my fish get to benefit from having a live food source which helps them get into modes of breeding and gets them all full of color and is free. So what do you have to do to set up a mosquito larvae culture? Well, it's really not too hard. Firstly, I'll probably pick a better spot than here because this is right underneath the seating area. So when I do get my fish in here, they're going to be killing off the mosquitoes anyways, but get them into a nice area. I've got some areas in the back corners of the yard, which I'm going to be setting up some bins, and you want to just fill them up with water, leave them stagnant, and it doesn't really matter too much about the sunlight. I find that they'll still go in high sunlight or low sunlight. It doesn't matter too much. You're going to want to be in more of a tropical area where you do actually get mosquitoes, because they obviously need mosquitoes in the area to breed. But the one thing I just add to all of my ponds is some kind of botanical. So in here I've got a piece of driftwood. In here I've got snap creating a bunch of poo, which the mosquito larvae are eating. So they just eat crap in the water basically, and you're just going to want to add like some botanicals or something in there to create this crap. I don't know, I'm just making this video as I go because I thought it'd be interesting. But what I'm going to do is do a quick harvest of these mosquito larvae and just show you how many you can make, because it's going berserk and I've been pulling out heaps lately. So we'll come here, we get a big scoop of water, and I've got this huge net now which I'm going to just attack this pond with, and there is going to be heaps. I'm telling you, like heaps, more than we can probably feed today. I've been able to pull this many out most days. Yeah, here we go, look at this. Holy shit, this piece of driftwood's in the way. Okay, you guys see that? That's just like one pond. That's just so much sludge there, and that sludge is all mosquito larvae. Put this in here. Wow, this is just one scoop in one pond. But look at that. You guys see that? And my fish are just gonna love that. And when they eat that, it's gonna make them filled with eggs. Oh, it's just gonna be so good. So we'll come and take from Snap's pond as well. All right, we're gonna set up Snap a better pond soon as well, coming into summer. All right, here we go. Oh my goodness me. It's just like festering with mosquitoes. So I do have to stay on top of this, otherwise I'll just be breeding mosquitoes, but have a look at that, more mosquitoes. And I guess in theory as well, if you guys are getting too many mosquitoes, you can always just take these, and I've seen people freeze a little ice cubes worth of mosquito larvae, because we're gonna have so many today and it's probably not sustainable to just continue harvesting this many because we're gonna overfeed our fish. You can definitely just take these colonies and throw them in the freezer, and that way you can keep them for over winter or whatever you want. Obviously you won't have the same effect as live food, like they won't be jumping through the water, but you will get good nutritional value and it's free. That's the big point. I'm happy with that many now because that's just a ridiculous amount that I've just taken out, and that'll be topped up again tomorrow, I promise. Put the lids back on here and we'll go over here. Have a look. Look at that. That's just ridiculous. That should be illegal. Probably is. Okay. So I've also got some going in these ponds. Now, I don't make as many because there's obviously not as much water, but I just get in here and just do a little scoop around. And these are like what originally started my idea. I'm actually getting quite a few, but the more you've got, the better, obviously, because you've got more spaces for them to breed. So we've got heaps and heaps of these now. The other thing too you might be wondering is all these leaves and stuff, do I want to filter them out? No, I'm going to throw these inside my tank. And I think people forget that in the wild, there's nothing filtering out these little leaves and pieces of gunk from getting into the ecosystem. So why would I do that in my tank? These act as like a natural compost down the bottom of the tank, and the shrimp are going to feed off them and everything like that. And the other thing too people might worry about is disease. Now, I'm kind of a little bit worried about that too, because obviously birds might fly around or get in these things as well and carry in worms and stuff like that. I basically just don't feed this to really expensive fish because they're not quarantined. So I'll just feed this to like, you know, my community tanks, things like that, and they love it. But look at this harvest. Holy shit. Okay, the first tank I'm going to feed these to is going to be the pea puffers. You'll see I'll just pour some in here, and this is going to be more than enough for these hungry little guys. And the thing that's good about this is pea puffers only eat live food. These little mosquito larvae are a real free alternative to like black worms or something like that, which I can sustain my little pea puff colony with. So these guys are a little bit long in the tooth. They're a bit old now. They're ex-breeders, but they're going to live out the rest of their lives in this tank here. And me and my girlfriend enjoy feeding these and watching them eat the mosquito larvae. But look at them go. You can see them all jumping around, hunting mosquito larvae. It's getting closer. Have a better look. Okay, there you go. You can see them hunting now, running around. And the next tank we're going to feed this to is going to be these Congo tetras and these biches. I'm just going to feed the whole lot to these guys, and you can just enjoy the show because they're going to absolutely love them. Look at that. Snow. An absolute frenzy going on here. And this is going to condition those Congo tetras into breeding mode, or that's just insane. Not a good day to be a mosquito larvae, hey?